How is everybody doing?
Howdy, howdy.
You are watching the Mirth Films podcast, and we are
Kinda live.
and kinda living. And my name is Frank Cavone,
I'm Douglas Quimby.
and we just did that whole thing backwards.
We sure did.
'Cause aren't you kinda living?
Yeah, I am kind of living.
All right. But hey, we like to try new things here on Mirth Films. We're sorry about the technical difficulties that we've been having. Our program, OBS, has been crashing, and with very little knowledge into this, it's just, it takes a little time to get used to and figure out what the problem is. But we figured it out, and we are here. If you're listening, thank you for listening. We are proud to announce that we are now available on the iTunes podcast platform. So that means you can listen to Kinda Live, Kinda Livin' pretty much anywhere. In your car, that's usually where I listen to it when I had my hour drive commute to work. So we're just really excited about that. And it's been 7 episodes it took us to get. We tried one time and they denied us, but
I mean, that was probably our bad trying on the very first episode.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we basically flunked because it was supposed to. They basically flagged it as saying that it was a test episode, and which was all due to my fault because I said the word, "Hey, basically said, hey, we're testing this out, figuring it out," and so don't do that. If you're testing it out, just test it out privately and avoid that. And also wait more than just one episode. But we have a lot of news to talk about this week, and we're excited. A lot of good things coming. Hopefully some good weather. It's been pretty damp here in Lake George, New York.
So rainy.
Come
up
on.
Here. I think it's gonna be raining all next week too. Can we get spring already?
Exactly. We want to go skateboard. We got the Lake George Skate Plaza competition coming up August 3rd, and I may not be skating in it. I don't know if you are.
I'm going to try to do high ollie and the game skate again. Those are the only things I got.
Hey, how many boards did you get last time?
At least 7. I think maybe 8. I don't really remember too well, but it was definitely way higher than it needed to be.
I feel ya. I looked.
But that was up the ramp. That was on flat ground. I think I only got to 4.
Okay.
And then the competition kept going, but then I got everyone interested in bringing it up to the top of the ramp where you can get way more pop, which is where I specialize in. So yeah, that was fun.
That's
was a great
awesome.
time.
And if for those people who don't know much about skateboarding, so what basically Doug is describing is 7 boards stacked high and ollieing right over them.
Like boom, boom, boom.
And
that's
I can only do 2, so I can't imagine 7. Geez.
No, you suck up.
That's how many episodes we just had.
Yeah, right. No, it's an odd feeling. You have to suck your legs up super high. Your board is it's very you're not over your board anymore. Your center of gravity is completely off. Then you have to kind of drop it back into your center of gravity without it tilting or whatnot. Because I know 2 years ago, I got straight nutted trying to do the high ollie competition.
Oh no!
And that was no bueno.
That's no fun for guys. The girls.
But I survived.
Yeah.
Rolled to the side, let the competition keep going. That's how you do it.
Exactly. Yeah, you just roll with the punches, let the adrenaline kick in, and usually I just hang out on the sidelines or behind my camera and watch them almost get nutted. So it does really make for good films. And if you didn't know, we have a chat. I'll give a shout out to Marissa Understood. Hey, please talk about the Simpsons Upstate New York song.
Did you hear about this?
I did not. Let's hear about it.
I watched the video one time, so apparently this is hilarious. Simpsons straight went in on Upstate New York.
Really?
Yeah. I want to say it was probably their last episode. They had a whole minute and a half, 2-minute song with just homers singing. It sounded like he was trying to it was an ad for Upstate New York, but it was kind of just calling out I don't even know. It didn't seem that bad to me. It wasn't super terrible, but it was they called out Niskayuna fucking, and they ended it. They ended it. Oh, and Utica you had Homer walking by the town sign of Utica with the population, and it's just steady dropping, dude. It was kind of funny. But then it ended with him and it's Buffalo in the background.
Yeah.
But Buffalo is not part of Upstate New York. That's
No,
Western
that's
New York.
Western. Come on, get it right.
And that's about
Get
the
it
one
right,
thing
Homer.
that everyone is agreeing on. Like, yeah, you messed that up, since if you're gonna come at us, you gotta come at
That's
us
because
correct.
you want to know something? They probably had nothing bad to say about the actual area of the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know what? Let's skip it. Let's go west.
Let's go west.
They might not get it. And wow, good to know. So what else do we got this week, Doug? What else we got talking about? You said you got some news about Facebook.
Dude, yeah. So I read this article earlier. There was apparently some research done, and Facebook in about 50 years is gonna have more dead users than live.
Wow.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, kind of makes sense. Like, everybody and their mother and grandmother and even their freaking dog has a Facebook now.
Yeah. Everybody who, and if you do happen to have a Facebook Instagram for one of your pets, please put them in the top chat. We'll read them at the end.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, so pretty much they're saying by, was it 2100, which is an unreal year, but I mean 2019, 2020 was an unreal year, and
yeah.
we're pretty much there. So by that time, there's going to be at least 1.4 billion dead users on Facebook. That's
Wow.
So I mean, that's going to be us.
That's pretty much like at least a sixth to an eighth of the world's population.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But I mean, so I think like the big question that like it was that like this is kind of like living history, you know? Like what
do you do with the content?
Yeah, what do you do with all of these people's like
Profile,
profiles? Yeah. Like, and right now it's kind of up in the hands of just one company, but like think of it like in like 50, 100 years from now, like some of that stuff that's pretty much like looking back at actual like day-to-day lives of like how we're living. That's definitely gonna be pretty interesting for like future historians to look at.
Totally.
So like how are they going to go about preserving that? It's a weird thing to think about, but like that's where we're at.
I mean, it's like, you know, what if there comes a time where like finding a fossil is like, you know, unfortunately figuring out what a selfie is like 30,000 years later. They would probably just like scratch their heads and just be like, well, that's too bad. Skip that. That's the medieval thing.
Those are the dark ages.
Those are the dark ages.
Oh, man. But yeah, no. What else, dude? So Michigan, a couple days ago,
Yep.
$30,000 in cash money fell off a truck on a highway, and mad people stopped and picked it up. Because, like, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Like, you see, if you're, like, driving down the road, you just see money start falling out behind a truck. Like, yeah, I'd stop and grab some bills.
Totally, yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure what, like, the truck was, why they had this much cash. But, like, apparently it was just, like, left on, like, the back bumper. Like, how are you just going to leave $30,000, like, just on your bumper? Like, that don't make no sense. So you kind of had it coming.
He probably didn't deserve to have the money in the first
Exactly.
place.
But, like, the police asked for people to bring it back, and some people bring it back, and, like, you know, I guess that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But,
no,
like,
totally. Hey, then, you get
you know,
karma.
it's good karma. Good karma. You should bring the money back. You know, yeah.
Don't be stupid.
But like, also don't leave stacks of
Don't leave
cash
30 grand
on the
on
back of your car and then drive away. That's not the move.
Nope, not at all. So we've had some videos come out recently. One I would like to bring up. We just recently did an interview with Ryan Montbleau.
Oh yeah.
And that was awesome. That was a long time waiting. We've tried to figure it out, line it up with each other, and I first met. I don't know if you met Ryan 80K Fest 2017. Yeah. I think we both met him, and he was just such a really nice guy. And like I saw him at the skate park at our Lake George Skate Plaza doing blunt stalls, which is pretty much hanging the tail of your board on the edge of a quarter pipe.
It's gnarly.
And yeah, that's gnarly. I mean, you're up there playing music to, you know, at least 500 to 1,000 people, and then going like, oh, okay, yeah.
Let me go do some lip tricks real quick.
Yeah, do some lip tricks.
On the taco.
So, we eventually, I met up with him backstage at the Cohoes Music Hall in Cohoes, New York, and we got to talk about skateboarding. We got to talk about how he loves it in Burlington, and just touring, and just some of the acts that he has and that he's a part of, with one being Yes Darling, which features Haley Jane from Haley Jane and the Primates. So she's still playing music, which is awesome, even though her band is right now on an indefinite hiatus. But it's cool to see, musicians just keep on keeping on, kind of live, kind of living,
Dude, that's
kind
what
of
they gotta
playing.
do, yeah.
So, and if you didn't check that out, head to our Facebook page or our YouTube page. And if you go to our YouTube page, give us a subscribe and, like us on Facebook, help us out. If you do like the content. And that also being said, if there is topics that you would like us to talk about, leave it in the comment section, and we will definitely either hit it next episode or live right now.
So I feel like that chat's been blowing up. It's probably...
Yeah, let's see what everybody's talking about. Brett Porter, please don't. It doesn't apply to us.
I mean, we are in upstate New York. It
Yeah,
kind of
come
applies to us. I think it's hilarious.
Hey, they at least said something about us.
Yeah, right? More recognition.
Any publicity is good publicity.
80K, boy.
80K. Dylan McKenzie, focus is soft. We're all kind of soft. I'll fix it in a second. Thank you, Dylan. Marissa understood. Marissa, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
6 seconds of latency. Oh, jeez.
I don't know what that means. And
That means we got a little bit of delay right now.
Little lag.
So Doug, fill everybody in with what else is going on. I'm gonna fix this camera quick.
All right. So it is the 20th anniversary of the first airing of SpongeBob SquarePants, and wow, 20 years. I'm older than SpongeBob SquarePants. That's gnarly. But yeah, so SpongeBob SquarePants has been around 20 years now. Played a big part in everybody's life. Hey, you should grab a couple more beers.
I will grab you a beer.
Thank you. And SpongeBob was a very big thing. I think the creator of the show died, I want to say last year. But this is a great time to remember, first season, killer. They have that on Amazon Prime. If you're Amazon Prime, you can go ahead and watch the old SpongeBob classics. And yeah, SpongeBob was just an amazing TV show. We're probably referencing it every now and then. I actually was watching it the other night. It still holds up. Still a great TV show.
And just relating personally to SpongeBob, there's this one episode, basically where SpongeBob is just going insane in the membrane. What happens, Doug?
Oh, that's the episode. So it's when Squidward takes over the Krusty Krab to make it like a really fancy restaurant to impress Squilliam, his arch nemesis, who is everything that Squidward wants to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
He won't ever be that. That's okay. So pretty much Squidward has SpongeBob being the waiter, and he's pretty much just throw out forget everything and then read this one book about waiting. So in that time, you see it goes into SpongeBob's head, and he's just clearing out all the files of everything
all these little
he knows.
Mini SpongeBob's just freaking out,
exactly,
crying, burning things,
burning everything, everything in his brain. And I think we relate to that quite often.
Yeah. My life pretty much for the past 2 years has just been that episode completely, because what I'll do is I'll go to work, I'll work after work, and then do Mirth Films, and at that point I'm doing 70 hours a week, and it's destroying my brain. Definitely put me into I would think some little problems mentally and physically when you're just not sleeping, not eating right, and it's horrible. And
that's very important.
And it's it's been going on for a couple of years now, and I'm just proud to announce that I am starting my business full time and dedicating my time full time to Mirth Films as well. And I couldn't be any more pumped, which means you're going to see a lot more crap on here. Good crap.
Good crap.
And
so we specialize
also, if you you need any video production, marketing, any type of services, I know this is a shame plug, but hit us up. We'll provide you a good product. Go to fgoodhomeproductions.com, check it out. But what we also do live music, Mirth Films.
And while we're doing plugs, we might as well plug our Etsy store, where you can buy these lovely Mirth Films t-shirts. Put one on your back for $20. I'll send it to you. I'll hand package it, and I'll put in a couple stickers there for you.
Yeah, good product right here. $20, like you said, right on the Etsy store. and we're just trying to get these, off the shelves. And hey, we might even make a new design, or we've had some people say that they would like some, some tanks. Which I mean, I'm not a tank guy, but
I'm not a tank guy either.
Hey.
But hey, if you want tanks, we can try to bring you tanks.
we can bring you tanks. Come
bring
on,
you a couple tanks.
we'll bring you whatever you need. We'll try our hardest.
Yep.
And yeah, other than that, we got Dopapod. Recently just played their first show in over a year live at the Capitol Theater, which is awesome. They're one of my favorite all-time bands, and one of the first bands that I started listening to in the genre of jam bands, at least. And they're just relatable. They're hard rockers, and Rob Comp is such a good guitarist. Eli Winderman on the keys, the Fro.
Dude, the Fro.
Neil Evans on the drums,
Fro's,
and
bro.
Chuck Jones on the bass.
No, dude, they're awesome. I
Yeah,
remember
they're
my first
awesome.
time seeing them. It was at the Big Up Music Festival. It's probably like 2011.
Yeah, it had to be 2014 maybe.
No, it definitely
like
had to
early?
be early. Yeah, it was early. It was 2011,
Wow.
2012. I was way too young. It's all good though. But yeah, no, they played at the Big Up Festival. I remember they played Manic Depression by Jimi Hendrix, and that was just killer.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, no,
Oh
me
my God.
and our buddy Josh Board, we actually got VIP tickets that weekend.
No way,
Through
okay.
Formula 5, which is our friend's band. So yeah, as they're on the way out, they gave us our VIP tickets, so we were able to ride pretty much where you would shoot photos. Like me and him were just in there.
Yeah, you'll be in the
drinking
artist
beer.
area. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're in there drinking beers, dancing our ass off.
That's
It was a great
awesome.
time. It was a great time.
So were you interacting with other band members?
No, I was doing my own thing. I keep to myself pretty well.
Yes.
I like to keep to my own business, but I was probably paying attention, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, hey, there's that guy.
No,
Cool.
I know him. Yeah, dude, that guy just killed it on stage,
Him?
man. That's wild.
Yeah.
He's walking around with the rest of us, man.
Yeah. So nope, they're back. They're going. And they've also announced that they will be at 3 festivals this year so far. Workout Festival, festival hosted by The Works. Great band. We just actually recently came through the Saratoga area at the Putnam Place. So go check that article out on Mirth Films, mirth-films.com if you want to read about it. Peach Fest, which is one of the bigger jam bands
Oh, yeah.
festivals. It's one of those festivals where you're like, oh my God, that lineup's so good. I can't go. There's always that one reason you can't make it.
Yeah.
That's me for the Peach Festival. And I'm sorry if I'm blowing your eardrums out. I'm a little loud here.
Oh,
Little loud, little proud.
yeah.
You know?
We're finally actually talking loud, not mumbling.
No.
You gotta hear us.
We got this 2-system system set up. They're just regular, XLR mics. And we were just using one between the both of us, which is great. But now we have a little more flexibility. And if you have any songs that you would like to do an intro with, just let us know.
Oh,
And Josh
Board,
Board, speaking of the
2013
guy.
was big up. There you go, Budsy.
So let's say,
Oh, yeah.
Gavin, what's up? Thank you for for tuning in, man. Awesome.
So yeah, Josh said he met a couple minutes. He was hanging with Dope Pod and Mr. F a bit. I probably wasn't there. No, I passed out early that night. I'm terrible at staying up late nights at festivals.
Yeah.
It's a disease of mine. I got to try to experience a late night of a festival
You got
one time.
sleepitis, you
Yeah,
know?
I got sleep. Yo, I love my sleep.
All right. Yeah. 8 people. This is a record for us. Holy crap. So for
Thank you
those
guys for
listening
tuning
on
in.
iTunes, we do this live, hence the name Kinda Live, Kinda Livin'. So if you do want to chat with us, we are live Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
On our channel, Mirth
Films.
Mirth Films.
And thank you, Dylan, for Dylan's basically the 6th man of Mirth Films. Lets us know when our audio's good. Lets us know when we're in focus.
Make sure we're coming through clear to y'all.
Yeah,
We
that's really
appreciate you, Dylan.
important. Quality content. That's QC right there at its best.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. We Brett Porter. We actually him and I went to Saratoga Comic-Con, Saratoga Springs, New York over the weekend, and it was a lot of fun. there was a lot of different vendors that they had in the past years, and we've actually talked to a few, and some of them were just hilarious, and we even asked some upfront, honest questions, and it's something that we're a little proud of, and it was good. Sounded kind of good. And
that's important.
yeah, and just shout out to the people who put that on every single year. Well, twice a year. Great event if you like just comic con related things. I guess like superheroes.
That's pretty cool. Avengers Endgame just came out. I haven't watched it. Everyone's been asking me if I watched it. I think a couple of my coworkers were trying to show me some memes earlier about it, but. Yeah, I don't have time to go and watch back all of the Marvel movies to catch up to where it is now. That's just too much.
It is too much.
But it seems dope.
Yeah, it looks like I would want to watch it.
Yeah, dude,
there's no time in the day for it.
Right?
Then it's like, all right, let's watch some Shark Tank.
Let's watch some Shark Tank.
That's really what it comes down to.
Knock my hat
Life
off myself.
Shark Tank.
Life is Shark Tank. They sweat. Dude, I would have no idea what, dude. Those times when you you think about something a lot and you're like, all right, I got this solid. You got the whole argument going. And then you go to actually talk about it, and then your mind just goes Psh, I don't know nothing. That's what would happen to me in Shark Tank.
Exactly. Just walk back out the door.
So yeah, I'm sorry I wasted your guys' time. Write me a check.
So let's see it. What else we got here?
What other news?
So, actually, do you got anything else?
I got one more thing.
What else are we talking about?
I don't really know too much information about this because I am not a scientist, but I thought this was pretty cool. There is a black hole that's bigger than the sun, and it's pulling on the fabric of space. Yeah.
What?
Exactly. I read the whole article about it, and it was kind of saying how there's this. It had a star that was orbiting it, but it was not on a good orbit like it would normally be with a black hole in the star. Which I don't know how normal that relationship is if the black hole is just staring there down. But apparently it's just really intense, and it's literally pulling on the fabric of space-time, and that's gnarly.
It's horrible. How close is what's the distance?
Oh, we're probably I think it's 8,000 light years from Earth. We're good. We don't need to worry about it. But
in our lifetime.
Yeah, in our lifetime. The only thing we probably have to worry about is meteors and whatnot. But hopefully there's people working on solutions for that.
Hopefully.
I'd like to think there are.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to kind of live over here, do my own thing. I'm trying not to worry about space rocks, although we're on a giant space rock, which is it's pretty cool.
It's cool. What are we even talking about here?
I don't know. Space, man.
Okay, so speaking of nothing, let's just talk about the origins of Mirth Films.
Let's do that.
Okay, so basically, how did it start? How did the name Mirth come, at least into our friends' circle? And give us a little background on just maybe not the time, just what was going on at the time, but just
kind of the story of how we ever thought this before this was even a thing, where Mirth came from.
Yeah.
So this was probably, I want to say it was 2013, 2014. I had an apartment I was living with my dad. We're in the downstairs apartment. We had an upstairs neighbor. And it was Fish that weekend. They're playing in Glens Falls.
Oh yeah, October 2013.
Yep.
Yeah,
it was
23rd to the date.
Yep. Exactly. So it was a long time since they've been. I don't even think I was at my first Fish show yet at this point. So it was wow, this venue's 20 minutes away. Fish is playing. This is gonna be a legendary show. Yo, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But there were powers beyond my control that told me
unforeseen circumstances.
That told me no, you can't go. So I was okay, I'm gonna stream it. So I pre-ordered the live stream on Fish.com. I was sweet. I had friends that was gonna be there, and I was okay, I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be kind of I'm there. I'm gonna be able to text my friends, yo, this is dope. So we go to the show starts, and I go to log in and start watching the show, and all of a sudden I don't have internet. Like my internet's down. Like we restarted the internet, reset it, still wasn't working. Like, yo, I just wasted like $20-$30 on this live stream. I know I gave you like
at this point he gave me the stream to watch so I could,
at least enjoy it. Like I spent the money.
Yeah.
Like somebody should enjoy my live stream. And then my dad was like, "Hey, why don't you ask the upstairs neighbor for the Wi-Fi?" So I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." Sorry if you're watching. Sorry for watching, Gaylord. But yeah, so
sorry, Gaylord.
I went upstairs and knocked on the door, kind of just like pleaded my heart out, like what I just told you, like I just need to watch the show. And he was like, "Yeah." So he's like, "No, the name is this, and that, and the password is Mirth is King." And this kind of was like, what?
Yeah, why?
But
what the?
what is who's Mirth?
What is?
Why the king? Who is this? What? Huh? Like, you know what? I don't have time for that. I got a fish show to watch.
Totally.
So I just ran downstairs, never questioned it, and so whenever I'd have like a lot of friends over, and everyone be on the Wi-Fi, I'd give my friend, the upstairs neighbor's Wi-Fi. Sorry again, Gaylord. And so that's how that's how it started. Mirth is King just started going with our friend group. Like none of us really knew what it meant, but we were just like, yeah, dude, this is it. Mirth is King.
And yeah, at that point, it became like a saying in our friend group.
Yeah, like a little inside joke.
Time went on, and I moved. I was in Plattsburgh going to school. You were out in Vegas. Maybe you were still in Vegas when I came back. But there was, there was a want to do something related to creating original content, and I was also shooting for a couple outlets that I still shoot with. That I also shoot with time to time, and I just was like, if we're gonna come up with original content, have this separate from what we're doing freelance, and we want to also be able to cover concerts and have those nice perks that we do for other people, and build it in house. So started the website up. Maybe I can't even remember. I know it's been up longer than we say. Mirth's been around, but. What we mean by that is that's what
I think we started we actually made the website and whatnot in 2017, late 2017. We were
November.
Yeah, November 2017. Jesus, can't talk. That was the concept. We're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. That's when we figured out the name, all that, and then but 2018's when we really started
exactly
pushing it out. Really started just grab this thing by the horns and just fucking
and just literally and figure out the great things about it, and also unfortunately figure out some of the biggest hardships like going through a little thing and just having a technical difficulty with just setting up this live stream, a camera not working, something forgetting to record audio, you name it, getting denied for a show. We've experienced it all. And just before we go further in, I just want to read this one message from Josh, who says that he thinks our friend Jordan said that Gaylord changed the password.
Which is good.
I guess the name got too big.
Yeah. No, we kind of blew up the spot.
But that's funny though, because Marissa was telling me that she was talking to Jordan, and basically they got the password from them, and it was Mirth is King, and then she made the connection.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. And so we have friends living at Doug's old apartment, and which is great. It's in good hands,
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I hope they're taking care of that crack in the kitchen.
Oh my god,
my house was literally slanted. Dude, yeah, it was literally if you ever watch a disaster movie and the big earthquake hits and it's just the split in the earth. I had that miniature in my kitchen.
That's horrible.
I mean, dude, the hill that I was living on was beyond. I would say it was a 50-degree angle.
It was a hill you wouldn't want to go down on a skateboard, and you
wouldn't want to go up it on a car in the winter.
No.
But we watch a whole bunch of people try.
That's horrible.
But the foundation.
Time went on. Yeah. We got the website. Really been going hard ever since. And then I don't know what was it. Tom brought up to us, our other partner in this. Basically, what happened?
Well, he said like Mirth is King is like a Shriner's slogan or something.
Okay.
Which we
horrible.
didn't know. But it kind of made sense because Mobster's neighbor was a Shriner.
Yeah.
But we never
And
made
the
that
fact
connection.
that we couldn't even put that two and two together and like not even do the research to look it up.
Yeah.
Because we more did the research to look up Mirth Films as, pretty
Like,
much
I think
just
we
like
looked up the definition of mirth and it was just like being happy, joyous. And we're like, yeah, that's what we're about.
And
we like
this
being
was
happy.
at least like 6 months in before we even realized that's what it actually meant.
Yeah.
Which was even better because it was like, oh, well, at least this doesn't mean something
Like,
horrible.
yeah.
And and then after, I think it was like our friend Greg Stoya, he like came over and like, he's like, we were talking about like the chalk. He was like, chalk dust torture lyrics, right? And he's like, I was like, no.
Oh.
He's like, so chalk dust torture by Fish. Like, so basically what Trey says at first is, come stumble my mirth, fellow worker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I was like, all right, where's the icing for the cake?
Yeah.
Like we couldn't have been happier with, with this name. And I mean, we're just pumped about this. It's been so much fun doing this. And now that we started doing this live stream and podcast, I definitely feel stronger, at least talking, because you got to understand, like, not only is this being recorded for iTunes, but we're basically on the spot trying to say something and carry it along, and that is a skill that I want to give people, especially news reporters, to just be on the spot and think about something like that.
Yeah.
But Marissa understood. Marissa, yes, everything does have to relate back to fish. Fish, sandwiches,
Dead. Jam.
Mirth.
I mean, that's the music scene around here,
that's
and
just
it's
what we
very
like.
live.
Yeah,
and
we're very
we're
influenced
down for
by
it.
our friends. I could say that,
And I definitely would say that jam is like modern day rock and roll.
It is, and it's just about when it's gonna reach the bubble and then just explode.
Mm-hmm. Which I feel like we're kind of there. There's
you have band, obviously, Fish is playing the biggest arenas in the United States, but you also have smaller bands that aren't even older, like Mo and like the Disco Biscuits, bands like Twiddle, bands like Pigeons playing ping pong, bands like Spafford, Aqueous, Formula 5. I'm just gonna be a little biased on that one. And just so many acts at that level that it's just a matter of time before they even get bigger. And we want to give shout out to Tom Schassler. Hope he has a great show tomorrow. If you're listening, Twiddle is playing the Red Rocks with Pigeons playing ping pong and Kitchen Dwellers May 2nd out in Morrison, Colorado, which is tomorrow live time. And if you're listening tomorrow, it's today. Yeah. So just apply the rule and you'll figure out exactly when it is.
Funny how time works, right?
But what's even cooler is, and now we're on this topic, is WEQX is live streaming the show for free on 102.7.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so
crazy?
dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which is awesome. Shout out to Jeff Morad for not only doing our video but providing great music, Jam and Toast, and being just a great voice of this area.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
such a nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know
Amazing.
him, WEQX 102.7, they do have an app. So if you are not in upstate New York or surrounding areas close, like Vermont, Massachusetts, download their app if you like alternative music and just, not the norm. So, but, so that's pretty much how Mirth got started. And now it's just, it's just this really is. And, everybody says, it's grind. You got to grind it. It's the hustle. No, it really is. It's because it's one of those things where for us, there's definitely, not pressure, but it's like,
We want to do
like
great.
We do one thing. It's like, there is no time to be like, I sit and observe and be like, oh, I really enjoyed making that. It's
like, okay, that's done. What's the next thing?
What's the next thing? And, the thing is, it's just enjoy it. It's it's back to the old saying. It's about the destination. It's about the
journey, not the destination.
journey, not the destination. And right now, we're just living in the moment with this. And
on the journey.
And that also being said, we are always looking for people to shoot concerts, to cover events, to
write articles.
if you do have experience or just some background in it, that definitely is a plus. You can hit us up, Frankie at mirth-films.com, or Mirth is King 518@gmail.com. And so just like we usually do, we'll be providing you content from here on out until, I don't even know, probably to the day I die, and
can't make content.
Can't
click.
And hopefully at that point, there's some huge, just discovery that either makes our lives preserved, or a memory card. Somebody just pops out a memory card and just.
Dude, the microchip, man. It's the microchip in the fucking eye. It's gonna happen, dude.
I'm not putting microchips in my eye.
I'm not either, but we could.
Yeah,
dude, imagine being able to remember everything. That would be amazing. Have a little memory card in your brain.
Yeah, just got a bad memory, don't want to talk about it.
Just
no,
taking that out.
Heard about it. What's going on?
Dude,
yeah.
No idea. Not a clue. I don't remember that at all.
Not one bit.
Not one bit.
So Brett says, fellow team member, if you're listening, our goal should be to have our Shark Tank pitch perfected.
Couldn't agree with you more. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And Marissa is all about the grind culture.
Nose blunt.
Yeah. Come on. It's called the Montbleau. So, but yeah. No, it's been a lot of fun so far. What else we got to talk about, Doug? What have you been listening to?
Dude, what have I been listening to? Well, the usual plug, Joe Rogan podcast now.
Shout out to Joe.
Joe Rogan. He's been killing it. This week he had on, who was it? Anthony Jeselnik, which I never really, I knew he had a Netflix special out, and I remember when he had a TV show on Comedy Central, but I felt like it was just another Tosh.0, so I didn't really give him the time of day. I was like, this guy's just another Tosh.0, and or Daniel Tosh is his actual name, that was getting over that, just the rude comedy. But he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he had it was a pretty interesting conversation. He was actually a pretty funny guy. He had some great stories. And then he also had on this other guy, what's his name? Rich something. I don't know. Rich something. But he apparently he bought a total Tesla that was in a hurricane and was completely flooded. Bought it and rebuilt it, and then now it's that's his car. And so he has a YouTube channel called Richie Builds, and
go subscribe to them.
Yeah, no, and
Richie Builds.
Yeah, no, I guess that whole YouTube channel is about him just rebuilding this Tesla from scratch, and which it sounds pretty dope. And I don't think there's probably, that seems to be the new trend is the electric cars. Tesla seem really dope, but super expensive. So this guy tried to find out a cheaper way of getting his hands on a Tesla, and congrats to him. But yeah, no, that was it was a good 3-hour podcast, and they didn't just talk about cars. I'm not really too into cars, but
right.
There was just a lot of great stories. That guy was a very interesting guy. They had a lot of funny combos. You should definitely check out the Joe Rogan podcast if you haven't. JRE, man.
If you don't have the time, JRE clips. Come on.
Yeah, no, Jerry. That's how I try to find different podcasts to listen to, is just going through the different clips, and it's what the different topics are about, because he has so many different people on that. It's so funny how we're talking about another podcast on our own podcast.
Yeah, well, no, it's definitely because we definitely have influences. You know, and no, he's the king of podcasts, and
most
anybody
definitely.
who's doing a podcast.
We're kind of this is.
It's a fact.
This is totally just pretty much modeled after him with the camera, the mics, the fucking.
Exact. Well,
I feel he was definitely a pioneer of the podcasting.
Oh,
genre.
He is. Yeah, he's.
But now, and I kind of like.
He's a Jimi Hendrix of podcasts.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Dude, that's rad as fuck. Yeah.
As far as podcasts go, though, I've been listening to the 9 Club.
Oh yeah.
Awesome
Who's
podcast.
been on the 9 Club this week?
Recently, Andy Roy was on last week.
Ooh.
Wasn't a fan of the first episode. That I was they started talking about some weird things in it. I was like, honestly, I can't listen to this. I was the only one I got like halfway through. And then this week it was Keith Huffnagel. He skates for Real Skateboards.
Okay.
Founded the company called Huff.
Oh yeah, I had your hat.
And I literally just got done listening to it on my way back here, and it was so awesome.
Hell yeah.
But other than that, I want to say right now my favorite podcast is definitely the Andy Frasco podcast. The guy is insane. If you haven't seen his live act, go see him. It's Andy Frasco and the UN. They tour all over. And look at their website for dates, and go check the band out and listen to their tunes. Yeah, he's just basically every episode starts off with like a voicemail that somebody left him, and sometimes it's his manager like freaking out about something, or someone's calling just to tell him that his show sucks, like one of his friends, or that like or rubs like the Lakers loss in front of them. But then he has like his monologue part where he talks, and he's hilarious.
Hell yeah.
And then he has on a special guest. He's had on pretty much everybody from the jam band scene. And recently had on Fro from Dopapod.
Oh, sweet.
A guy from Widespread Panic. A guy from Aqueous, Mike Answer. And they're just all awesome episodes. And but as far as music though, I've just been listening to the regular stuff. Come on, I've just been listening to some Fish.
All right, I have a question for you.
What's that?
Top 3 albums
Of all time?
of all time.
Oh,
You can't pick one, but a couple albums.
Oh, okay. Actually, this would be pretty easy. This has no relation to what my favorite bands are.
Okay.
In no particular order.
Okay.
Number 1, The Police, Regatta de Blanc. That album, you put that in the car. That album, it's like you know who the Police are, obviously.
Yeah.
Sting,
Yeah.
Roxanne, come on. SOS.
Best drinking song.
But this album is not there's like I think SOS is on it, but there's so many other songs like Death Wish or it might be Night Wish, and just from front to back, I consider that an amazing piece of music.
Fuck yeah.
And I know it's random, but and I there's so many other albums that I just are obviously the greatest of all time. To me, that's one of my favorites. Number 2, Leonard Skinner, Street Survivors, killer.
Dude, hell yeah. Dude,
Killer.
actually, I just saw that with, I don't know if people know this, but right now you can get some $20 Live Nation tickets. I know.
Yep. Let me look it up. Tell everybody about it.
Yeah, so through, I think it's May 1st to the May 7th, you can get $20 Live Nation tickets. And they have a whole bunch of, like, really good artists, like, really good shows that you can actually get for, like, pretty cheap right now. So, like, I don't know if you have to have a Live Nation account to, like, get a hold of those deals, but I would definitely go check out the Live Nation website and see if you can get in on that because, I mean, who doesn't want to get a great deal on going to see a live act?
Literally.
That's like the best thing to do in the summer, I feel, is going out and seeing some live music. I know that's what we like to do that.
Yeah, and just some of the bands that are going to be featured in that are we got Kiss, which I had trouble getting tickets for, Alice in Chains and Korn, Santana. You can get Cardi B. Let's not talk about it. And then. What else do we
Dude,
have?
I know Peter Frampton at Spag. Yeah, you can get
which
those for
can't even go
$20.
to.
Yep, 80K Fest
80K
though.
Fest.
80K Fest is gonna be worth it. It's gonna be
Yes.
worth it.
Also-
God damn you.
So if that weekend you're in upstate New York and you got the option, there's no bad option because you can either go.
And this is Labor Day weekend, by the way.
This is Labor Day weekend. You can see one night. You could see Peter Frampton. Second night, see Leonard Skinner with Wild Adriatic at SPAC.
Jesus.
Or you can go to the Adirondack Independence Music Festival.
Live in Lake George.
In Lake George, Labor Day weekend. And we can't wait for the lineup to be dropped.
Mm-hmm. But it's going to be a great one.
It's going to be a great one.
It's going to be solid. It's definitely going to, like, every year it keeps getting better and better
I'm
and
excited
better.
to find out what is on the freaking what's on the bill. But it's a great festival when the weather communicates. Cooperates. It makes for a great weekend because it overlooks Lake George.
Oh yeah.
And fireworks.
Dude, yeah, I'll never forget. Yeah, when the fireworks started going
year?
off. Yeah, the first year when Pink Talking Fish was like, I don't even know what song they were in, but like, they were
Shine
just,
on Your Crazy Diamond.
yeah, and dude, the fireworks just start going off over the lake. I remember you had your drone in the sky.
I had my drone in the sky.
Dude, it was perfect.
Filming it, yeah.
Perfect timing. Perfect time. That was like a perfect sequence of events.
That was, yeah. I being from Lake George, that was definitely a proud moment, at least for the town.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like, we travel far for something like that, and to be able to have that in our backyard, like we're located like 4 blocks away from it right now.
Yeah, not far.
We do have some lawn chairs set up at the gate, so that way we are the first in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see them, come say hello when we're not at work.
Yeah.
Which is probably will never be there. No, we'll be there. We'll be there Labor Day weekend.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
And August 3rd. At the Lake George Skate Plaza.
Which is going to be yards from that, the Charles R. Wood Park. I almost said theater, but yeah, no, it's the park.
The park, yep.
Yep, that's where the skate plaza is located, right by beautiful Lake George.
Beautiful Lake George, right in the heart of the Adirondacks. At least
not really hard of the. We're in the. We're like the southern part. Like we're just squeezed into the Adirondacks. We ADKO.
Yeah, people in Keene Valley and Lake Placid are like, yeah, you're part of the Adirondacks. Good one. No, but yeah. So, but I mean, other than that, what else we got going on? You know, just trying to keep ourselves busy and not overworking ourselves.
Oh yeah.
So.
It's the point. You should definitely find balance. That's why I think that's like a good thing about listening to like
podcasts.
The Joe Rogan. Yeah, many podcasts, but I've definitely, because I don't listen to mainly the Joe Rogan podcasts, is like I hear a lot of what they talk about, because I mean those are like very interesting, but like global topics, but like especially when he's talking about like entertainers and people like just in the entertainment industry, like talking about like people finding that balance of like the work and like relaxation, which I think is pretty hard. But
let's see what some of the people have to say to us.
Breast drinking song. Yeah, I probably messed that up.
Okay, so Brett. Actually, no, not you, Brett. Gavin, I don't know the last time that you guys were at the park.
I did think there was a water fountain there. Yeah, no. So Gavin just mentioned that. Yeah, they removed the water fountain in Charles R. Wood Park. I was actually there with Deanna like probably last week, and like I felt like there was supposed to be like a fountain in this one spot, but there was just nothing there.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, maybe it's just like a seasonal thing.
Yeah.
That's wild that they actually took out the water fountain.
Wow, I didn't even know. I didn't even know there was one at all. Gavin, thanks for the heads up. Okay, listen to the podcast Z-Lot, a podcast about cults.
That
sounds interesting.
That does sound interesting.
Oh my God, my days at Zoomies spelt Huff, selling Huff, who never smoked pot. Come on, gotta be a little cool. At least to some people. Gavin, Appetite for Destruction, great album.
Oh.
Front to back, Night Train. Breast drinking song?
Yeah, no, that I messed up.
Smooth by Santana.
By Rob Time.
That's a good breastfeeding song. Dun, 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 dun. All right, Deanna Bushy. No, we start the Adirondacks because we are the roots.
In the base of the foundation. Hells yeah.
Hells
80K
yeah.
Pride. We are Adirondack. We started this.
But we've been
We're
infested.
the intro.
We've been
We're
infested by New Jerseys.
Bro. Dude, yeah, we had like one warm day like last week, and the amount of Jersey people here was astounding. Like, anytime there's a good day in Lake George now, like, people are going to travel here.
I've seen a lot of people out so far.
Yeah, it's crazy how many people are already here.
But hey, good for us.
For us.
Yeah,
no, we need
that.
Need the
money in this town. So,
just keep your attitude.
Doug, what are your top 3 albums? That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, we were, and I was kind of hoping we were avoiding this because I couldn't think. I mean, I always like to say Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon as one of my top albums. It's not an album that I listen to much anymore, but I think just as a body of work and how each song goes into the next one, Like
concept album.
I love
Like
making
a Dark
concept.
Side. That's the originator of concepts, just like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if you haven't listened to the album, you got like you can't just listen to like one song off the album. I mean, there's definitely like standout songs, but like you really appreciate it listening to it front to back. So I think as an album, that is one of the greatest ones. My top 3, probably not.
Yeah.
I would definitely say Mac Miller Swimming. That's been on my top. I actually listened to that today. It's a great album from front to back, and I do really enjoy the album listening. David Bowie and the Creatures from Mars and the Rise and Fall.
Ziggy
the
Stardust.
Ziggy Stardust album. It's a really long album title. I can't remember it all. But the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust, that is a great album, and I wouldn't even know about it if it wasn't for Fish.
If it wasn't for and that back to
the jam and the rock and roll.
it all starts.
Dude, it does. Yeah, it's how they get you. Like I think I got into the Beatles because of Fish,
which is okay. Like that is, I mean, it's at least for us, it's pretty cool. And like I'm sure everybody has something like that in life.
Yeah.
And like at least in the sense of like our whole friend group and extended friend group, we all see at every show, and it's cool. No,
it's awesome.
It's a good time. But yeah, I mean. Concept albums are sick.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one more. I'm trying to think of like what I have. The Beatles, they definitely had some great albums. No, I gotta go with Childish Gambino because of the Internet. That was another great concept album. Because it's not, I mean, like Childish Gambino, that's his kind of rap persona. But like that, it wasn't just like it was a very instrumental and like introspective album, and I'll listen to that still front to back, and that's an album worth listening to. I would say. Totally,
yeah. I mean, I've never really listened to his music, but I love his TV show. Atlanta.
Oh, dude, Atlanta is
such a good show.
Fucking. I think they need to put season 2 on.
It's a
Hulu.
real show.
It is.
It's authentic, and it's not afraid to just, push the limits, because it really does. I mean, between the two shows the first time I watched that night, it was definitely better than Snoop Dogg's
Snoop Dogg's game show. If you didn't know, Snoop Dogg has a game show.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg. We found this when we basically weren't really enjoying walking around Times Square, New York City, and we were just up in our hotel bumming it about Curveball.
Yep.
And we had pretty much that for an option.
I went through every single channel on TV.
Was that after or before Childish? I mean, before. It was
Michael
before.
Cera?
So we almost met Michael Cera that night, too. Thank you, Tom, for psyching us out.
Yeah, but we did almost meet that one guy if we really tried.
Yeah.
I still don't know who he is, but it
didn't matter.
He was in the play with Michael Cera, so that's something.
Knew him. We can at least say we knew
somebody.
Like,
dude, the people there we were waiting with all knew him and got pictures with him, so you're something, guy.
You are something, guy. So, and, but yeah, I mean, other than that, that's really it. Let's see. Anybody else got anything you'd like to tell us or talk about? Matty B Productions. The only way to listen to a Floyd album is from start to finish.
Yeah.
100% Matt.
I agree.
Matt Barron, king of audio.
The Joker Game Show. Yeah, that's what the Snoop Dogg show is called. The Joker Game Show.
That's such a ridiculous over-the-top show.
Dude, I feel like we watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and I still didn't understand how the game worked. I had no clue. It made no sense at all.
It did, yeah. I don't understand either.
Dude, I mean, yeah.
But it was just like, what is he gonna say? And just trying to study the patterns of like.
Just trying to figure it out was awesome. It was a great journey.
It was everything you would think a Snoop Dogg show is. So go check it out. It's probably somewhere on. I don't know. It's somewhere.
Somewhere.
And
somewhere broadcasting, streaming.
You know, kind of live, kind of living.
I know.
So.
All comes back.
It's too bad, But yeah,
Oh, Another Brick in the Wall.
Another
Oh, dude, I
Brick in the
forgot the
Wall.
wall by Pink
That's
Floyd.
such a
That was
you
a
saw
really,
that show live, right?
I forgot about that too. Yeah, that was
Wow.
awesome. Shout out to Jake Pignata, and Ed Pignata, who actually got us the tickets for that. That was amazing. Thank you for that.
So what? Okay, let's kind of stick with the theme. How many live albums? You a fan of live albums?
Dude, I definitely appreciate a live album. I think it depends on
Yeah.
like the artist and genre, but like I definitely feel like a live album because you can feel more of the emotion, you know what I'm saying? And then you feel like the crowd reaction, like
It makes you
feels
want to
good.
be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's pure when the pure energy is going. It's
It
not
really
just
is.
recording. It's,
Yeah.
it's like
It's not
the
like
crowd feeding off
Mhm.
what's going on with these musicians and how am I gonna But
it's like
what are
here, right now.
what are some of your favorite live albums that you would want people to listen to?
Oh. You should go first.
Okay, so I have my favorite live album of all time is Aerosmith's Bootleg. I don't know what year it came out, but it just has some great, awesome riffs, and just Joe Perry really shows that he was like pretty much an American Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I have a close connection with that music because of my family just grew up, listening to rock and roll. My aunt's favorite band. Shout out to Aunt Vinny. And then I mean, I'd probably have to look in my stash on the Fish app. No.
I mean, I could throw out a couple fish shows, but I would like to say one. I don't know if it's actually like a live album, but I know it was a DVD that my mom watched a lot. It was Queen live at I want to say Wembley I'm not even Wembley Stadium, something like that.
Wembley.
Yeah,
Wembley
it was
Stadium.
a crazy big show. I remember my mom would put that on all the time, and that was like a crazy. Like thinking about it now, like I didn't appreciate it back then because I didn't really know music, but like that was such a huge crowd in the way like Freddie Mercury and Queen just like had that in like the palm of their hands.
Had the energy, yeah.
Dude, like it's amazing. Actually, I saw I watched a YouTube video like probably like 2 weeks ago of like this crowd. They're waiting for like a performance to start. So it was like at a concert. You know how they play music in between like sets.
Totally. Yep.
They played Bohemian Rhapsody. So it's like 50,000 people all singing along to Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's freaking gnarly.
Wow.
Like you
That's
feel
incredible.
it. It gives you goosebumps, man.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's too bad.
Mhm.
He was Freddie Mercury was definitely one of the greatest musicians to ever live.
Oh,
Poured
yeah.
his heart and soul.
Dude,
onto
really
that
did,
stage.
and that's where that's where the greatness comes, and that's where people connect to it because you
Exactly.
really feel the music.
Yeah, and if you have a favorite band, I mean, I'm sure that if you're listening to this podcast, you'd probably go and see live music. But I mean, it definitely, I don't know. When I go to a show, after not going for a show, I at that point I'm like, wow, okay, that's what I was missing,
Yeah,
And I don't know, just go appreciate talent and go support artists.
for sure.
If you don't want to buy an album, go to see a show. If you don't want to, I don't know, just
Buy a shirt.
These people are just great people that we want to share with you guys. Yeah. So I mean, with that,
Wait, hold on. I do want to ask you
yes.
because I know you've been to probably more concerts than you could ever count at this point.
Yes.
What was your very first concert?
Okay. So my first concert was definitely not like my first concert. I'm sure my mom brought me to a concert.
I mean, like first concert you remember.
First concert that I would say this is my first concert experience. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Oh.
2001. I was with my cousin Nick and my dad, and we were at SPAC, and I remember debating like if we should go. I was like, yeah, let's go. It's gonna be a good time. Running down a dream, Dad. Come on. I won't back down. And no, I didn't say that. But I remember debating: should we get inside seats? Should we get lawn seats? And then I didn't know what SPAC was like.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how rowdy or like going to a show to see them in 2013 and, having a couple beers and watching the show, I was one of those crazy cats, and I was a little afraid of the crazy cats at like, what was I, 8 years old?
Jesus.
And I was just like, this is too much. And I remember just being squeezed on the fence. So, like, my cousin was on my dad's shoulders, and like my dad's like trying to be like pushing all these drunk bastards, Not really, Dad. If you're listening, sorry, but it was definitely like I was nervous. I was scared. And still to like the first couple of concerts that I went to when I started wanting to attend them on my own, you definitely get a nervous feeling,
It's very overwhelming. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, and then I like anything, you get used to it,
Oh, for sure.
And then luckily I found concert photography and just knowing people close that played music and being able to make a career somewhat out of, just working with bands, doing video production and marketing and multimedia. It's something that now I feel like I have to not necessarily give back, but I've had my fair share of fun.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm still going to. But when I'm not at a concert, when I'm at a concert and I don't have my camera, I definitely feel naked. I'm like, I take a picture with my cell phone and I'm like, and I know that's not what it should be about. And that's, and that's so crazy to even think that these words are coming out of my mouth. But it's, if it's going to help the band and, it's fun and it's what I like to do, I'm going to do it. And now, like, 2019 with Mirth Films, like, we're able to go to festivals and cover them and be a part of what's going on and try to make it more fun and get more people to the next festival with, all these pictures or these recaps that we're doing. And it's just live music is awesome. And that's why it's like a huge part of why we cover exactly what we cover. There is some things that we definitely would like to dive into that, made it to the drawing board and just haven't gotten crossed out yet. But, it's going to come with time. We're still young in this company,
Yeah. Like,
and this is only
our,
the beginning.
This really is only the beginning. Like, we really have so much to bring you guys. It's really all about finding the time to really do it all. But we will. We're not going to stop.
It's gotten better. And I want to personally give a shout out to our whole team, everyone who has contributed to Mirth Films. Thank you so much.
Blessed.
Because that was one thing we couldn't do. And, we really appreciate everything that you do. And
really couldn't do this all by ourselves.
And we want to also have you on the podcast, too. So feel free to reach out.
We do this
Wednesdays. Upstate New York. If
right in Lake George, just let us know.
First Mirth Films member other than the people, in upstate New York who hear this. I will pay for your gas money to come be on the show and come hear what interests you, because, it's a team effort, and it really it is now starting to feel like a team. And it always has been, but, there's bumps in the road all the time.
But that's just life.
I think now we're just learning that it's gonna constantly happen.
But I think we're learning with each setback. You learn more, though.
Totally.
You learn how to counter out that whatever happens.
Exactly.
So you get smarter with every fail, and that's why I think failing can be good. Like, that's why I think. No, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not going to get into that rant.
We've all had our failures.
But yeah, no, like, failure I definitely think is a good thing. I don't think everyone should be penalized for failing. I think, it's a great time to, learn something and, grow, do better. Failing's good. Just learn from it. Just, learn from it, or else, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. And that's another, but with failure comes the change of what your norm is, too. you know. So maybe 1 second you're thinking, oh my God, we're doing this one thing and this is going to be really cool, and then we, at a consistent time, or anybody doing anything gets used to doing that one thing that was once a little nerve-wracking. That's gonna be your norm, and then you're gonna get to a bigger level. You can compare it to public speaking, or even just performing live in front of people. Your norm becomes what your surroundings are for that period of time. So it's up to you to really just make that norm progress. And that's what we're trying to do. And so thank you all for listening to this, and thank you all for also just reading our stuff and watching our videos over the past whatever time it's actually been. And I can tell you that I want to just keep on doing this. So
yeah, and we will.
So
we're gonna keep bringing you whatever we can, the best we can.
Yeah.
And we hope you guys continue watching and subscribe. And this has been the Mirth Films podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, and soon Spotify. Give us, let your friends know about us, and like Doug was saying, if you're interested in a shirt, go ahead to our Etsy store, and we'll package that up nicely for you. I'll send you some stickers with it too.
Next episode, we will be having a surprise. We're gonna be having a giveaway, and so stay tuned to our social media platforms to see what we're gonna be giving away. And
I also believe we're gonna be having a guest or two on the next episode.
We're gonna be having a guest or two. We're not gonna say who it is yet, but they're gonna be kind of live and kind of living with us.
Oh yeah.
And we're
live.
Most definitely excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, and always check out our website, mirth-films.com. News, concert reviews, just articles, original videos, and I mean, we probably said that like 3 times now. I can't remember. But with that, goodbye.